So now we move on to the x-axis. Here we have the 3D printed parts and other components we need to assemble the axis. The 3D printed parts, we have the Y carriages, which I've pre-prepared just like before with the brass inserts in each of the 6 spots on each of those. The Y carriage clamps. Here we have the Y flag for the optical end stops. We have a X flag for the optical end stop, and we have one of those for each of the 2 sides. As far as the hardware we need the plain equivalent 20-tooth idler pulley and the 20-tooth idler pulley, and they're both mounted on 30mm M3 screws. Here we have a collection of hardware there to mount the clamp and also for the clamping of the linear rails there themselves. So again, we have 2 sets of parts, and here we have the X carriage. Now, as mentioned before, I did print a X carriage here to use, but of course I've ordered these IGUS dryland bearings, which are 1mm larger in diameter than the standard LM8 UU bearings. So once this revision of the HyperCube is back together, I'll be printing a new set of these parts. What I've done is I've actually increased or separated the X-axis rails by 5mm, which has basically changed all of these parts. And what that actually allows is that we can have an X carriage which can suit both an 8mm, a 10mm LM UU bearing, or these LM8, these IGUS bearings. So here we have the X carriage and basically what it looks like when it's assembled. The LM8 UU bearings are a simple push fit, and you can see the brass threaded inserts there for the retainer clamps, and also here we have the tensioners as well, and the little tensioner pulleys in there as well. If we flip this over, this is something that's raised a lot of questions. What are the dowel pins for? Here's the dowel pins. These are used to locate the extruder onto this carriage, because there's just one screw which goes into the back of the extruder mount themselves. And here you can see the X limit switches there. So this I'll use to print the replacements for these. Here you can see when you're printing on glue stick, this is what you get, some ugly stuff, so not really happy with this print, but it actually works. So I'll start putting this together and just show you how this goes together. I'll take a few little shots along the way. Here we have the Y carriages assembled. Now the parts are 100% symmetrical. You can see the idler pulley there with the X-axis flag. And on the other side here we have the 20-tooth idler. In the back side there's 2 nut traps to take the nuts for the X-axis rod clamps. So that's the carriages together. The next step now is to assemble all of this into the frame. Here we have the Y-axis end stop flag. I've got just a grub screw in the back there, M3. You could use a normal screw there as well. So that's essentially the X-axis. We'll now mount that into the frame. Shouldn't do that before we screw it in. So as we just saw, we put the x-axis into the frame, and I really wasn't happy with the way that things were moving along the y-axis, and my suspicions about these IGUS bearings may have come true. So this is another set of these IGUS bearings. I bought two sets, one for this frame and also for the smaller frame that I'll be building. And once put in here, they're really quite stiff. Compare that to the standard LM10U bearings, and which is free and easy. So I think just for the rest of this build, I'll be going back to the LM10U bearings, just because I know they'll work, and do some thinking about what we can do about these IGUS bearings. So a little bit disappointing considering how pricey these are. So back to the drawing board maybe. So what I've just done is taken the second one of these IGUS 10mm bearings out of this Y carriage, and this is the result. Not bad at all. Now, only problem is we have quite a little bit of play in there, which I'm not really happy with either. So nice and smooth, but a little bit of slop. So still not 100% happy with the result there.